In this video, you are going to be registering your company with the state. If you decided to move forward with your LLC, you'll continue with this video. If not, move on to the next videos. Okay, so number one, I will teach you how to go about registering with the state. So we can go onto the state website and I will teach you how to go about doing that. Number two, you can also go to legalzoom.com and they can help you register your LLC, or you can also talk to your banker. Okay. Bankers are pretty good about helping you register your company. So if you don't know or you don't want to go through it, just talk to your banker and say, hey, I want to open up a business checking account, but I also need to register my company. Can you help me? And they're pretty good about helping you register your company and getting your EIN for your company, and then obviously opening up your checking account. Okay, but let's dive into the state website and I'll teach you a few things on how to go about registering your company. Okay. So right now I am in the Colorado Secretary of State website, and here I've gone into the business home section. So if I take a couple steps back here, this is kind of what it looked like, okay? And so there is a business section here that I can click on, and you can go to name availability search, okay? Here you're going to type the name of the company. You're going to want to type how you want your company name to look, or how you want it to, what do you want the name of your company to be? Simple as that. Type it in. Now enter the exact name you want to use in Colorado. Well, this is Colorado. Your state will be your state, but every state has the Colorado Secretary of State website. It might look a little bit different, but it's still the same options, okay? So you also need to include one of these abbreviations. You have to either put Inc. at the end, LLC, or LTD. Okay. So in this scenario, you can put whatever name you want, and it'll tell you whether it's available or not, right? So if we do Chavez Painting, right? Let's see. It says this name is not available. So if your name is not available, it's not going to allow you to move forward. So you're just going to have to hit back if you want to do. And again, if you continue to change the different names, if it's not available, just keep moving forward, keep looking for another name. Once you find one that is available, like for example, Igloo Construction, for example, we're going to hit search and it's going to tell you the name is available. So now what we're going to do is, well, obviously, let's go back. Igloo Construction, you have to put LLC, Inc., or LTD. So you're going to hit search. The name is available, and now it says there may be similar, possibly confusing names in the database. To check similar names, you can search there. So hopefully it doesn't say like IGLO Construction. This one says this one's double O. So there's no confusion. You can check there and see if there's anything similar. If not, you can just click here to file a document. Okay. So now the next section here is going to be, if you're going to file a form for an LLC, a corporation, or a trade name, it's going to be in this area. If you're going to do a limited partnership, you're going to be there. Obviously, there's other options, but right now we are not doing a trade name. We're doing a limited liability company, right? So you're going to click there. Okay. And now it's just saying, hey, the fee for this form must be paid online using a credit card, debit card, or prepaid account. We accept Visa, so on and so forth. So there's going to be a fee for registering your company. Depending on your state, it's a different amount. It can be anywhere from $50 all the way to $100 or more. Along the process, you will be able to see what that looks like. Okay, I mean what that's going to be. So our website is open to everyone to search and view business records, so on and so forth. So you can also look up any other entities and so on and so forth. So here's a checklist. Looks like this is something new that they've created, but so filing articles of organization is how you form your LLC in the state of Colorado. Okay, so we're filing articles of organization. That's what it's called here. So the limited liability company name must be distinguishable, must include specific terms, abbreviations such as limited liability co, LTD. Capitalization doesn't matter, but punctuation does. Professional LLCs can use the following professional companies, and so on and so forth, like attorneys at laws, chiropractors, etc. The principal office address, this is the main address for your business. This must be a street address. A street address. Caution: this is information to the public, so just kind of be careful because everybody will have your mailing address. Will have your address. Okay, your principal office address. There's also the mailing address, so you can use a PO, right? Or it can be the same. You want a registered agent name. So the registered agent name is also known, is a known contact for your business. They can reside in Colorado, which is in your state. If they're an individual, they must be at least 18 years of age. Can be an individual or another entity. And an individual as a natural person or entity is an organization, a trust, or even an estate. So the LLC can serve as its own registered agent as well. So if you want your own LLC to be its registered agent, then that can be so. It's going to need the address, the mailing address, and then just a consent saying that the registered agent agrees to accept responsibilities for the business. And what that means is, in case there's ever documents that need to be sent to them, or essentially they're representing you in like the legal aspect for whenever the Colorado Secretary of State needs to contact you, then they'll contact you directly, and you're essentially that person's representing the company as far as like administration situations. Who manages the limited liability company? So you need to select whether you're going to be a manager managed LLC. So in a manager managed LLC, the members do not participate in the day-to-day management. The LLC has one or more managers who make business decisions. A member can also be one of the managers, just as a shareholder can also be one of the corporation's directors, or the manager may be an outsider. Even in a single member LLC can be a manager managed if the member does not want to manage the business himself or herself. Okay. Or you can also be not a manager managed LLC, but you can also be a member managed LLC. A member managed LLC is an LLC in which all the members participate in the decision making process. Where there is a dispute, the vote of a majority generally rules, where certain extraordinary actions require unanimous consent. So this is more if you have multiple members and there's going to be multiple people involved and you guys all want to take a vote on who continues to stay, how the business operates, how do you allocate your profit, how are you distributing your losses, like all that information as far as like if you actually want a board of directors and people like moving this company, then this would be a member managed business, or you can have a manager manage your day-to-day operation. Okay. So there's at least one member. So your LLC has to comply with this statement. So there's at least one member in the limited liability company. And then the name of the person forming the limited liability company needs to be disclosed as well. So that will be you. Any addresses for the limited liability company, additional information that is, if you guys want to add any attachments as to if you have a multi-member. If you have a multi-member LLC, then you have the ability of saying, hey, this person, this date of birth, this address, this is a member of 50%. This other member is this address, this date of birth, and their member share is 50% as well, which totals up like 100% of the company's shareholder stake, right? So you can have it that way as well. You can delay the effective date of the start of your business, which you're not going to do, right? Because you want to activate it immediately. Obviously, it's going to ask who's submitting this document, the address, any notifications. So like if you need to renew every year, you need to renew your business entity and you have to pay what's called a periodic report fee. Just saying, hey, I'm still in business, keep my business entity under my name, I'm still here. So you can receive emails so that you can receive a notification at the end, right before the end of the year, so that you can make that periodic report stating that, hey, I am still in business. Here's a quick fee. Here's a quick payment. Keep my business running. And then obviously you're going to be able to review your documents once you get past that section. And then obviously it's going to ask you for a payment to register your company. Again, the fee changes. So as soon as you enter basic information, all that good stuff, you'll get to the payment section and then you'll review it, make sure everything is correct, and then you'll go for the payments. So after filing with the office, they'll assign you an ID number, and this number is used only in our office and it's not a tax or federal ID. So don't confuse the two, okay? They're just going to give you your ID number for your entity. It's not your EIN number. Okay, so once you're ready, you're going to hit next. Okay, and now are you forming a professional service company? You're going to say no. Enter the exact name used in the Colorado. So you're going to do JK, JK construction, whatever, JK construction. And it's probably very common, so it's not going to be available. See, it's asked. Oh, let's do the LLC. And the name already exists. So then we can do something else. So Jack Frost construction. There we go. And so now you're going to enter the address, state, zip code, the mailing address. You're going to hit the same as the top, right? So 123 Fake Court, Aurora, Colorado 80012. And we're going to keep everything the same. We're going to hit next. All right, so it's going to ask about the registered agent and so on and so forth. You get the point, right? Essentially, you're just going to ask the question. You're going to go through it. You're going to fill it out, and essentially, you're just going to go through everything that I just stated. At the end, you're going to pay your fee, and your business entity is the website's going to give you a PDF format that you can download. Make sure you download it onto your computer and you save it or print it immediately, so because you're going to need it for when you go open up your bank account. Okay, but essentially that's how you go about getting your limited liability company registered. Just go through the prompts. Go through the questions, not the prompts. Go through the questions and get it registered, pay the fee, and let's move on to the next video. Let's continue working.